Hello, everyone, and welcome to Saturday Morning Rejects. I am your host, Christopher Stoltz, your friendly neighborhood alien that's also insane. And I am here with our celebrity bounty hunter, Caleb. How's it going, Caleb?
I'm a celebrity bounty hunter?
You've always been a celebrity bounty hunter, in my book.
He was busy with Caleb problems earlier.
Yes, he was. And
Celebrity
that
Caleb
one that you just heard is Kyle the Pony. How's it going, Kyle?
I'm not a pony.
Yes, you are.
Just accept the fact that you're a pony, okay? Get over it.
My little Kyle, my little
Poncho is an alien, and he gets.
Poncho's a drug addict.
I am not a drug addict.
He is a drug addict.
You need help.
That's why he gets his human.
I need help, but I'm not a drug addict. And then we also have our resident assassin.
He does so much hard drugs. He sees people as different mythical creatures.
Oh God, he does LSD.
So
oh, shut up! You don't even know what LSD is, Caleb.
Yes, I do.
Some people who make those
commercials. Apparently thinks I'm a pony. He thinks. What do you think?
He's
Caleb
an alien.
Is? Yeah, he thinks he's an alien.
Hunter.
I think Caleb is Mitt Romney.
He thinks Caleb is Mitt Romney.
Oh my God.
The similarities are uncanny. Come on.
I bet you $1 million.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yes,
dude.
we also have our resident assassin, Sam Seawall. How's it going, Sam?
Yeah.
Now, is he saying that right, Sam?
What?
He has a problem pronouncing people's last names.
No, he pronounced it correctly, actually.
Oh, good.
Seawall. What
Seawall,
did you expect me to say? Sewell?
Yeah, it's spelled how it is.
Correct. He said it correctly.
I don't know because he has
Does he
the
mispronounce
problem.
people's? Does he
Poncho.
mispronounce like all names?
Good luck pronouncing my last name.
And we also have Danielle Shear.
You see?
Oh my
there
God,
he
you
goes.
said my last name right.
But he said the first name wrong.
Booyah.
I know.
No, I didn't.
You said the
you did.
last name right, but the first name wrong.
No, Danielle.
Daniel.
It's Daniel. Danielle is 2 L's.
Whatever, you and your Danny's, Caleb. Oh my God.
Call me
Anyway.
Seth then, if you want. That's my middle name.
I was
And
almost
if you
gonna.
guys will notice, there is no Silent Pete. Apparently, Sam was successful in his mission.
Yes, quite.
I funded that mission.
Yeah, you did.
I ordered it.
I'm still thankful for the sniper rifle you gave me.
Oh,
It was very
I'm
helpful.
I'm glad it.
Oh, you just ruined your vagueness of the mission.
No. Sniper rifle is pretty vague, considering it also involved a fuel truck and a guitar.
Alright, there you go. You saved it.
What's
So-
next? A baton? A bear?
Ew. Why is
Ew.
Taylor Swift dating
Why
this,
would I use
this
a
kid
baton?
from
Magician's hat.
Gross.
Let's get on to the changes
Anyway.
about the podcast.
That was the changes.
Well, I mean, with how it's
There will be
distributed.
more changes to come later on.
Stay tuned.
going-
to see.
We're going to have a Christmas special, and we're going to sacrifice Poncho to Satan.
No. No, that didn't work the first time, Kyle. What makes you think it'll work the third time?
What about the Hanukkah Santa?
The
what?
Hanukkah Santa.
You know, there's Santa on his sleigh, and then there's I
The
forget his
Hanukkah
name.
man?
Yeah, there's the Hanukkah man riding his menorah or whatever.
What?
Dude, I don't know what you're talking about.
You've never seen
The
it? Oh my
Hanukkah
God.
man doesn't ride a menorah.
I don't know what
I
you're
know.
talking about, but I do want the drugs that you're taking.
Right.
He rides a spinning
Bullshit.
dreidel or something, I think. I don't remember. Caleb, there's a picture I have to send it to you. It's a picture of a Jewish home, and there's they're all lighting their candles, and then Santa comes out of the chimney, and he's like, I always get the wrong house.
But
It's
anyway,
hilarious.
if you guys, our main topic is the Hobbit. Hobbit time, guys.
Well,
if you guys, just to
see,
give
this
a
is what
quick
happens when I
recap.
don't write up an agenda. You forget
Poncho?
moving.
Poncho
Did you write
told
up
me
an
something.
agenda, Caleb?
No, I didn't, because I was watching The Hobbit.
Oh.
Well,
It's not.
You should have.
well,
But we can discuss the week's trailers. That'll be our movie news. So first up is Man of Steel. What did you all think?
Oh my God, I loved the trailer. It was so awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
well,
I am not. I hate Superman.
Oh,
Well,
God,
all the other
hell.
movies have been bad, but like the director of this movie and like they've been directing the Spider-Man trilogy,
What?
What?
some other trilogies.
You're mixing trailers together. He's mixing
Oh.
the Oz trailer with the Man of Steel trailer.
Oh, you're right. But whoever is doing Man of Steel did
Zack
something
Snyder,
awesome.
he did Watchmen and 300.
Yeah.
So hopefully
it's gonna be
Superman
awesome.
will die
He won't.
permanently.
He
Because
won't.
he's
He'll
Dude,
stay fucking
Let me
dead.
tell you, the person that I was watching the movie with, when that
His
Man
cousin.
of Steel trailer came on, I could not. My cousin had to literally punch me and tell me, "Stop shaking." I was probably moving the entire theater throughout the entire fucking trailer because I was so excited.
That's the side effect of the drugs.
Fuck you.
Pajo goes and sees movies with his cousin.
I go see a movie with everybody.
He's
It was
dropping-
pretty epic though. Like at first I was like, oh great, I don't know about this movie, but then after the trailer, I changed my mind.
I hate just one part of the trailer.
What part?
Part was like, "Mom, the world's too big." She's like, "Just focus on my voice. Make sure it's an ocean." All this. I'm like, that's so stupid. Like, what?
It's so he finds the fortress.
No, it has nothing to do with the Fortress of Solitude.
How do
For
you?
somehow, focusing on an island is making the world. I don't know. It's stupid.
Making the world smaller.
Well, I think it's dumb, and it shouldn't have been in the movie.
It's a small. Islands are generally smaller than the world.
But what? How is focusing on her voice going to make him find an island?
Because your mother's voice is supposed to soothe you.
That's not his mother.
To him it
That's
is
not-
though.
To him, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
Caleb, if
Find
your
out later
mom,
on.
if your mom gave you up as a baby, and then a random
She-
mom was your
What?
mom, you would view her as your mom.
Laura did not give up Clark Kent as a baby. She was killed by Zod because he blew
whose
up
fault is
Krypton.
that?
It's his fault. Zod's fault.
No, it's
Because he
not.
blew up Krypton.
She could have escaped. They could have escaped
Is
a
that
long
what
time ago.
is that what the actual synopsis says, or that Zod blew up Krypton, or a theory?
I mean, that's
That
the
is
history
in
of
the
Superman.
comics. Zod.
That is Superman.
Z-
Yeah, I
Zod-
know that
Somehow
myself.
Zod has a part of Krypton being blown up. It was like one
Because
of their
no, it's mostly a natural disaster.
No,
mostly,
it's
but
no,
there's
it's,
also
it's man-made or something. It's something
yeah,
to do
it
with
could have been
sun
prevented.
thing.
It
It could have been
it's,
prevented, but because of Zod and his thirst
it's
for power,
Jor-El's
he
Jor-El's
stopped.
fault. He could have stopped it, but his like science people, they didn't want to do anything. They didn't want to listen to him. So then there was also like Zod's people, the Kaldorians or whatever. I forget what they're called, but they wanted to do something with Krypton and all this stuff. I don't remember.
Yeah,
It was
they
all-
were.
No,
they
and
were
it was
being-
also Brainiac was in on it too.
I'm not sure I'm remembering it correctly. I know that Zod and Jor-El had something to do with Krypton blowing up, but I'm not exactly sure all the details of it. And it might have been Smallville. It might have been
that messed you
Smallville.
up.
Yeah, and Smallville wasn't completely based on the comics. Like they took artistic liberties.
Did we forget what this podcast is about?
The Hobbit.
No, we did. We're doing movie news. The next trailer that we want to talk about is Pacific Rim.
Oz.
Oz.
Pacific Rim.
No, Oz.
Oz didn't come out this week. Pacific Rim
What's
did.
Oz?
Oz is
The Great and Powerful.
the prequel of The Wizard of Oz.
It's not a prequel to The Wizard of Oz.
It is the prequel. What are you talking about? When
It is
Dorothy
a
went
fan-
to,
It's a
how
fan
can it not
fiction.
be the prequel?
It's a
Who
fan
came
fiction.
first, the Wizard of Oz or the Wizard of Dorothy? When
The
Dorothy
Wizard
went
of
to,
Oz did, but it's not an official prequel to the movie. It's a fan fiction.
Well,
it's still
Well,
a prequel. Like if you think about it, because
Yeah, I know.
when Dorothy went to the whatever the place is called, who was there? The Wizard of Oz. Who is going to Wizard of Oz now? The Wizard.
What? The Wizard is going to become the Wizard of Oz.
Exactly, and then Dorothy.
And you know,
becomes
Mila
whatever-
Kunis is actually the Wicked Witch.
Well, don't
Well,
tell
she's
me
always
that.
looked like a wicked witch, but
I would sleep with her still, even if she was. If she had green skin, I'd still fuck her.
pretty
I
much.
can't wait for Wicked to come out. Wicked is the actual prequel to The Wizard of Oz.
And what's Wicked again?
It's
Wicked
how
is
the
a
witch
musical.
is Wicked, right?
Yes.
Oh, and Oz is not a musical.
No, it's
Thank
not.
God.
It's a movie.
Then Wicked is more of a musical then. Okay.
Wait, Wicked is a musical. It's not more of a
I mean,
musical.
more of a
It is.
prequel then.
So what happens to the monkeys, Caleb? Because in this movie, the monkeys are good.
What? No,
Monkeys.
there's one monkey that's good, and I guess the rest of them are... I don't know what happened to the monkeys.
No, because
please.
remember that all the monkeys were battling the witch.
I don't remember that.
So
In the trailer,
are you guys
I don't
going
know.
to go see that porn movie if Emma Watson is in it?
What?
Emma Watson's in a movie.
That Twilight fan fiction thing.
What Twilight fan fiction thing?
You mean 50 Shades of Grey?
Yeah.
Wait, they're actually
What?
making a movie off 50 Shades of Grey?
They are.
Yes.
Emma Watson, Mrs. I will never do any nude scenes.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. I bet you it won't be her body though.
Well,
It
most
would be
likely.
her at all because she would never be in that movie.
Indeed.
But she loved the book.
There's rumors about it.
Yeah,
Well, they're
there's
just
nothing.
rumors for now.
Why are we
People can say
discussing
whatever
that?
they want, but when you flash money at them, you never know
She
what they'll
said
do.
that she would do one movie if it, even if it had nude scenes.
If it was required, I think, right?
Yeah,
That's what
remember?
every
That-
actress
that-
says.
Like there has to be artistic value, I guess, or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's not a porno.
Well, Danny,
Tom
50
Jones,
Shades of
wait.
Grey is porno.
I know,
It is. That's why I said that.
but it's so popular. If she
I
did
mean,
that
Caleb would
movie,
know, but
she'd be amazing. Plus,
It's
I would
become
go
a
see
real
it.
problem because there'll be girls who rant about how bad porn is, and then they're huge fans of that book. It's huge hypocritical bullshit.
okay,
Well,
Kyle, you're
how
going
about-
nowhere with this. Anyway,
What?
How about
Well, it
Pacific
is.
Rim?
What is
Pacific Rim I
that?
wasn't able to see. Well, wait, was
Is
it
that
that
a-
Tom
is-
Cruise one about a baseball?
What? No.
No, it's the soccer one, right?
I don't want to watch
The
a movie
Tom Cruise one about the
soccer
baseball,
or
that's
baseball.
Oblivion, which we can also talk about if you've seen it.
I didn't
If you
see
go
that
to
one.
go to Apple Trails
Oh,
and watch
gross,
Pacific
Oblivion.
Rim real quick.
I don't want to watch movies about sports.
I don't want to watch movies
No,
about
no,
Tom
no.
Cruise,
It's not
but
about sport.
I don't want to watch.
Oh, I
want
want to see that movie with Tom Cruise though, the new one that's coming out.
Jack Reacher?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That's just Tom Cruise playing every character Tom Cruise has played ever.
No, but but the way they describe it, a mix of Dirty Harry and the other movie.
The way it's described is a crock of BS. Okay?
I bet you it's a good movie.
It's not.
it looks like a very well done B movie.
It looks like crap, and I hope it.
I know,
crap.
but
I
very
won't be
well done
seeing it.
crap, like Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Speaking of Tom Cruise, they're re-releasing Top Gun in IMAX 3D in February.
What is this Pacific Rim? Is this the Halo movie?
No.
No, what the?
No, what?
What?
just
Kyle,
guy
I'm gonna
looks
kick your
trailer.
ass. What?
Just watch the trailer.
No, it looks more like a Space Marine. Actually, is this a
It's
Space
not.
Marine movie?
No.
It looks like a Space Marine.
Just watch it, Kyle. And
Is
you'll
it a
see
Space Marine?
I just said no, it's not Space Marines.
It looks like a Space Marine.
Stop saying that because it's not. It's a giant robot.
That's
What
what a
is-
Space Marine is.
No,
No, it's
a
not.
space marine is a human. It's like a marine, but because they're in space, they call them space marines.
But they're really big.
No, they're just
Kyle, are
humans.
you on drugs?
I know. I mean, I
Like
thought I was
marines
the
in
one
real
hooked up
life,
on drugs,
they're
but-
marines. But as soon as you go into space and you're traveling around being marines of the universe, you're a space marine.
And these guys aren't Marines, they're like Air Force. They
Air
stopped
Force?
using airplanes and started using those robots to fight the monsters that came from another dimension called kaiju.
Kaijin? Why are aliens named after Japanese things?
Because it's an homage to the
Guys,
Japanese
Because we're
monster
racist Americans, and
Gaijin?
because it sounds foreign and like Chinese
You know
or
what
something,
Gaijin
they
means?
think it's alien-ish.
You know what Gaijin means?
What?
Kaiju?
It means idiot foreigner.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. That's what they call us. We are
Kaiju.
Gaijin.
See, that's
Well,
what I'm
these
talking
things are
about. And look at what-
kaiju. Kaiju.
It's
Oh, I thought you said Gaijin.
Uh-uh.
But
Yes,
Space Marines
alright.
have
Kaiju.
giant
We're called
packs.
Gaijin by anybody that's Japanese. It's an insult. I went.
I
to
just
Japan
think it's
and I was
funny
like,
how we
"This
can
is
just
Gaijin."
make an alien some random
And
ass
all
name
that, and
that's
I
got.
became the immediately.
But anyway, also the Star Trek one.
Oh yeah, that was
Star Trek
absolutely
Into
amazing.
Darkness.
Well, me and Caleb saw the exclusive 9-minute
Benedict
first.
Cumberbatch.
trailer.
We're all excited.
Yes, all
He
of us
said-
here are pretty much Sherlock fans. But,
Oh my god. Benedict Cumberbatch's face came out of the screen. It was like absolutely crazy. I'm like, what in the world? Like they were
It's
doing a
Sherlock
slow
Holmes.
push. They were doing a slow push in on his face, and it was like coming out of the screen, right, Danny?
Wait,
Who's
you mean
that?
Ratface was like totally out of the screen? Like
Yeah,
his nose was 3D?
yeah.
Who's Rat
It,
Face?
it was crazy. Benedict
Red
Cumberbatch.
Face is Benedict
Who is
Cumberbatch.
that?
Because the guy is fucking ugly. But
Oh, you watch your mouth.
Wait, who is that?
Space
Which one
Marines
is
are
that?
like 9 feet tall. See? Look how big those fuckers are.
Wait,
I'm not
Caleb,
looking.
which one is that? Who? What movie?
Okay, Star Trek. Remember?
Okay, which one? The guy that was running with him?
No, before they went on the red planet, the guy who was like, "I can save your daughter."
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, like when they
The
did it.
evil guy.
Yeah, when they did the slow push in, like his face was coming out, like it was jutting out of the screen.
Yeah, that's 3D.
Like,
And you can't tell me, you look at that the cover of the poster of that movie and tell me that doesn't look like the Space Marine.
Okay, they resemble it, but these robots are 25 feet tall. These things are like what, 8, 9 feet tall.
Wait, that guy in the movie is a robot?
It's no, oh my god, watch the trailer, please.
the movie is confusing enough as it is.
It's not. It's really not.
No. The beginning of the trailer, I was like, what movie is this? What movie is this?
Oh, wait, for
I had
Star
no
Trek?
idea what trailer this was for until they showed Kurt's face.
You didn't notice the phaser?
I just thought it was a futuristic laser gun.
Why is
And
Sherlock
then you-
in the movie anyway?
In what movie?
In the Star Trek movie? Why is
Because
Sherlock?
face it,
He
his
is.
voice is a very good villainous voice.
He's also in the Hobbit. He plays the necromancer. He also plays Smog the Drake.
Wait. When you say Sherlock, you're talking about Elementary?
No,
No.
No.
you see Sherlock, the
Wait,
one that I'm trying to get your dad to
watch
watch.
out before we all kill you for that comment.
Hey,
Danny, you need to go on Netflix and watch it. Like, it's
Caleb, let me finish school first.
how have you not finished school by now?
I have my finals on next week.
Oh, pobrecito. Oh well.
Did you just speak Spanish?
Yes.
So, are we gonna get on topic?
Pretty much called him a sorry soul, but anyway.
We are on topic.
Right.
It's movie news.
Um,
Well, I'm bored with movie news, so we're gonna talk about.
yes, let's
Lord of the
go
Rings.
straight to
The
the
Hobbit.
Hobbit.
Kyle, you didn't see the
Yes.
movie, so why are you here? That's my first question. You didn't see the movie.
Because
Oh,
he saw the first 3, and he owns the
I
first
haven't.
3, and he's watched. He can give us some more input, because I could not understand what the fuck was going on in the first 3.
Because Poncho is dumb. He told me he didn't like fantasy. He only liked the action parts. He was bored. And he
I
didn't
like
get
fantasy action.
into any of the story.
Yeah, I get
The only
bored
parts
with...
of the original 3 that I didn't like was Frodo being a little bitch.
I didn't like Frodo ever.
No. I didn't even
But
was
anyway,
also
let's just
trying-
give
I
people
feel
a
like Frodo
recap
better
of
than
what
Luke.
The Hobbit is.
Frodo
Wow.
is still cooler than Luke Skywalker.
He is.
Look,
And
The
they
Hobbit
both
is-
I wanted
have a
to punch
similar.
Luke, Frodo in the face much less than I wanted to punch Luke. Just leave
Yeah.
it at that.
And they both have a similar scene where they lose body parts.
But I'd rather lose my finger to a lightsaber than someone biting it off.
Yeah.
yeah, one is more
Some-
heroic than the other.
Just something sounds better about when you tell a girl, "Oh yeah, someone cut off my arm." No, some little creature bit my finger.
You guys
Fuck
know
is
that
Gollum anyway?
he was a
He was a hobbit.
He's a
And he was, like,
hobbits
corrupted by
live for
everything.
540 years.
Wasn't what's his name? Like the whatever. Oh, I can't believe whatever his name is. My precious guy. What's
What?
his name again?
Gollum.
Gollum. Yeah. Wasn't he like Baggins' like dad or something?
I don't remember. It's been years since I've seen the movies, but I remembered him. I remember he was a hobbit, and I remember he had the ring, and I think
Yeah.
the ring is what turned him into Golem, if I remember right.
Yeah, because he wore it all the time instead of not
Yeah.
wearing it.
As I explained to the audience what the fuck The Hobbit is, it is the prequel to the Lord of the Rings trilogy that Peter Jackson filmed. As you will know, it's one of the biggest fantasy films ever made, winning vast
It's based
amounts
on
of Academy
the book
Awards.
called The Hobbit, Poncho.
What?
Did you even mention that it's based on a book?
I was gonna get to that. It's based on a series of books. Technically, it starts with The Hobbit, but they decided to start with Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring. And Peter Jackson went from then on. He did the 2 books after that one, and now he's gone back to the beginning, called The Hobbit.
I spaced everything you just said.
Yeah, it's
We're there and
confusing.
back again.
They're pulling up a George Lucas,
Yes.
basically. They're just making pointless prequels.
No.
No, I like the prequel they're doing.
Yeah, this is unlike Episode 1, Phantom Menace. This is a good prequel to an epic story that we don't really need. But
The prequel already existed before they made the movies in the first place, you idiot.
I know, but I'm speaking as movies just by themselves. Just by themselves. Forget the books. Forget that
Was
the
The
books
Hobbit
ever
written first?
existed.
Which book was written first? Let me see.
The Hobbit.
The
Wasn't
Hobbit
it?
was written first.
Yeah.
It goes The Hobbit, The Fellowship, Two Towers, Return of the King. End of story.
Yeah. But he wrote them in that order too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They just, for some reason, I guess the books were more popular, or they thought it would be more popular to do the 3 than
No,
The
because
Hobbit.
The Hobbit is more childish. Like, if you notice, it's a children's film. In all its basic senses.
No, it's
um,
not.
Yeah.
What we saw today, not children.
Well, The Hobbit, the book itself, is a children's book. But the next 3 Lord of the Rings books, they're much more mature.
It's a simpler story to introduce you to the world before things go crazy.
Like
That's
when Sauron, the giant vagina, comes in.
He's not a vagina.
He's a giant vagina in the sky. Come on.
A giant eyeball. He's a dinosaur. Only dinosaurs have eyes like that.
That is true. A giant dinosaur who lost his contacts. But but yeah, this is a
the
prequel
entire-
to an epic, and it's not following the typical Frodo and the ranger and the dwarf that I forgot his name and the gay elf.
Gimli.
It's following
and
Bilbo
Legolas
Baggins.
Legolas was not gay.
Fine,
Yeah, Legolas is not gay.
Legolas is not gay.
The dwarf's name was Gimli. The human's name was or as you called him, the ranger was Aragorn.
Aragorn.
Who turns out actually to be the king of the realm. And I was telling you earlier, you were asking me about the elves, I was telling you they don't die unless how they fall in love or something, and then they have to choose a mortal life or something.
Yeah,
I thought
think
they
that's
died,
what
they
happened
just lived
in the
really long.
Lord of the Rings in the 3rd movie, that she decided to choose a mortal life.
Yeah.
Because she
You
was
didn't
in
have
love.
any idea what was going on, did you? You're just like, what
I
the hell
don't
is
give a
going
shit
on?
about what's going. Look, I saw the first movie, and I'm like, okay, I'm lost entirely. So let
Because
me
you
just
didn't
wait until
pay
the action
attention.
happens. But I'm thankful for whatever the fuck was going on, because when the action happens, it's incredible. And The Hobbit is a perfect example. I mean, I was dodging giant mountain giants.
Oh my god, I was not
Did you
ready
think
for
you-
that. I was like, whoa, giant mountains.
Yeah.
Then they all
that
disappeared,
shit
though.
was insane. I mean,
What did you think about Boromir dying in the first movie?
Boromir, who's... Oh, you mean the guy that dies in every movie he's in?
Does he die in every movie? I
How
don't
can
know.
he die in every movie if he died in the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
The orange one. Not the orange one. The
What?
one with orange hair.
The orange box?
Yes, the orange box.
Cool.
He was the one with the horn. He's from Gondor.
What? We're still talking about the same movie.
Yes.
Yes.
Like, I'm so lost.
We're not talking about ponies, Kyle. There are no unicorns here. Well, at least
He
not
has
that I know
the
of.
horn of Gondor.
There were
It's-
ponies in The Hobbit.
It's not that kind
Yes,
of
but
horn.
no.
It's a blowy horn that you make a noise with.
Oh, no. But yeah, The Hobbit basically follows Bilbo Baggins, which is Frodo's uncle. And apparently he's gone through many adventures, but this is the one that he kept secret. This is when he admits how he was able to procure the ring from Gollum, and it's a key point in his life. Now,
It's a horn that you blow. Here's a picture.
oh,
And
for
it's
God's sakes, let go of the horn, Kyle.
But you were being wrong, so I'm going to correct you because you're
The
stupid.
horn is another way to say penis, by the way.
Yes, hence the term horny. But either way,
So
But I'm gonna
stop
ask
bringing
you
up
guys
horns,
for-
or we'll think that you're obsessed with penis.
he is.
I'm just trying to...
But yes, that guy, Boromir. The guy that dies in every movie he's in. Literally.
He also dies in Game of Thrones.
Hey,
Well-
spoilers, son.
It's the actor. The actor always chooses his role to die. It's pretty much a trope now. But either way, I'm just gonna put this out right now. What did you guys think of the riddle scene with Gollum?
I enjoyed it. It was a little long than I thought it should have been, but I liked
I
it.
think that it was really bad. It could have been a lot better.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, Sam, you're the first one I've heard
This
say
film?
Yes.
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
I thought that it could have been drawn out more. I thought that it could have been more dramatic.
You wanted to
I
be
thought that it was
longer.
really
You
done
said you
short.
want it to be longer? No, I thought it was too long.
I
But
didn't think
I
so
did
at
like
all.
it.
I thought it wasn't dramatic enough. I thought that, like, I'm used to Sherlock level writing. This was much under it. I was sitting there and I was just like getting all the riddles.
Well, this wasn't written by the
guy.
guys who wrote Sherlock. This was
Aren't they spreading this out into 3 movies?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
It's
I
based
thought they
on
could
one
have spread
book.
out the riddle scene more.
So is
So
The
it-
Lord
so
of the
it-
Rings. The Lord of the Rings is one book.
No,
What?
the
No,
Lord of the
it's
Rings
not.
is not one book.
No,
it's
it's
3
separate
different books.
Caleb.
It's 3 different books, dude.
I'm on Amazon right now. I'm looking at it. It's one book.
It's
Three.
not one book.
It's 3 books, Caleb.
Yeah, and it may have been re-released as one book, but it was originally released as 3 separate novels.
Okay.
The
Yes,
Fellowship
there are
of the
three
Ring,
there are 3 volumes. I see that. Yes. Okay.
The Return of the King, and what's the other one? The two Towers. Yeah.
And according to
Two
Peter
Towers.
Jackson, they could have made 3 movies of each book
Oh
because
God.
there's so much material.
Yeah, they could have.
Wow.
They could have. Been cooler.
But yeah, that riddle scene in the cave is obviously, in my opinion, the highest point in the entire film because I love the shit out of that scene. That one and
What
the Mountain
scene?
Giants.
Why do you
But
like that?
mostly
scene so
because
much?
of Gollum's acting. I mean, Andy Serkis's acting in that one was
I
phenomenal.
love how. I like how he is crazy. It's cool.
I mean, you know what? They should just make a Gollum golden statue and have that be the statue for the Oscars.
No, his facial expressions when he was trying to figure out the riddle. Oh my God.
Well, yeah, it's very convincing with his. How many split personalities does Gollum have?
2.
Only 2? I couldn't tell sometimes.
He
It's
argues
his
with
normal
himself.
personality and then his like I want my precious personality.
What does he have in his pocket? Yeah.
And he talks to himself. Gollum is a great
Although I like
character.
how he's like, I'm not talking to you.
What
Yeah.
does it have in its
he's like, he goes, I didn't say anything. He goes, I'm not talking to you. What a
Rude.
dummy.
But as far as if you notice the chemistry between Bilbo and Gollum, well, actually, Martin Freeman in the entire fucking movie, he wasn't acting that well.
That was the first scene they shot. That was the first scene he ever shot as Bilbo Baggins, was that scene in the cave with Gollum.
Really? Well, yeah, I can imagine because Gollum is hard to work on. He's basically an animated character.
He is an animated character, but there is that guy, what's his name, who plays him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Well, no, not Andy Serkis. Caleb,
That is-
help me out here.
I think his last name is Circus.
It is Circus.
Ooh, damn, I got it right.
He
I wish
also
there was
played...
someone around here to high five me, but damn.
He
plays,
played
like,
Gollum
teenager.
in
I five you drug addict.
Gollum in the original movies, and they started filming them in '99. So it's been 10 years since he's played Gollum.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he does it perfectly.
And hopefully he'll do
but
the last
Martin
two,
Freeman,
so.
but was basically playing a bumbling John from Sherlock.
John, from Sherlock taking a very long walk.
Yes, that's basically what it is. You know, John Watson, but without the badassery.
John Watson without the gun.
Well, yeah. I mean, he eventually. Who here has read The Hobbit?
Aha.
I've read like halfway through.
Does he get a bow and arrow by any chance?
I don't remember.
Well, if he does, actually, does he get a crossbow?
No.
Oh well.
He should just learn how to use a sword, since he got one.
Yeah, he got one, but he doesn't even. He could barely fend off against a goblin, which.
Oh my god, it was so pathetic. I was like, just stab him.
I mean, it's a fucking goblin. But
And
then
out of all
again,
the goblins,
everyone
he
in
got
that
like the one
movie-
that was like retarded.
No, I mean every fighter in that movie was pathetic except that one dwarf warrior.
No, that one guy was like killing all those goblins. He was like do 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 do, and I love the noises they were making. Like that whole segment was awesome.
Yeah.
When they were like they were kicking ass.
But that prince, what's his name? Oh man, I can't. I don't know.
Thorn
I hate these
or
names
Throne?
that
It's
are
like Throne or Thane.
Throne.
It was
something like that. I
his
hate
name was-
these
his
fucking
name was-
names in Lord of the Rings because you can't pronounce them ever.
His name was like Thorn, because I remember the guy was like Thorin, son of Thane.
Thorn
Thorin.
Oakenshield.
Yeah.
I think it is Thorin.
Thorin, there it is.
If you
There you
look
go,
at the
Thorin.
subtitles, when that pale goblin or whatever is the pale orc,
Yeah.
he's like Thorin
son of
Oakenshield.
Thane.
Thorn Oakenshield. Oh, hey, I
Son
just
of
got it
Thane.
with the whole wooden shield thing. Oh, wow.
Poncho, of course you can't pronounce in the movies the names in these movies. You can't even pronounce regular names.
Okay, that may be true, but still, I hate them. I just call him like a white wizard or gay
His name is
elf.
Gandalf.
Yeah, I know. I eventually, since hearing it so many times, I can figure out. Okay, that's Gandalf.
Yeah, but then he also has this weird name. It's like Mugalaba.
What?
The queen was like, Mugalaba, it's you.
Muglaba?
Some weird name. Like he has some weird elf name.
Muglaba the Grey. I like that. I like the sound of that.
No, like Mugalaba translates to Gandalf the Grey. And then there's Psycho Man the Brown, and Solomon the gonna be bad wizard.
There's a lot of exposition in these movies, and I don't give a damn. And one good example is that when they were talking about all these other wizards in this world, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. But when they got showing that brown wizard, okay, I care.
That's
He was
your
cool.
Poncho.
Yeah.
He was like those rabbits were badass. I was like, oh shit, they were fat.
Did he?
That-
I wonder if he died.
You know
He
what?
didn't die. He had no.
It was
remember,
very
Caleb?
unclear.
No, he didn't die because
But
they
we don't know what happened to him. It's
yeah,
like
he-
Mr. Rotha from the Amazing Spider-Man. It's like he's there and then he's just not.
that guy died.
He was
He
probably
didn't
cut
die.
out. Of 20 minutes from this movie was cut out for the sake of the sequels, Caleb. You have to remember that.
Anyways, I'm pretty sure he's fine because he like first of all that whole chase scene, he was going so fast. I was like, there's no way they're catching up to him.
I like what he said. These are redwood rabbits. Let them try.
But no, like he was going and then they stopped and started pursuing the other people because they saw them.
Yes.
So he escaped.
Main thing though, aside from Andy Serkis's incredible acting, major topic of controversy is the 48 frames per second. I saw it in IMAX 3D, 48 frames per second. Caleb did too. Sam, you did too, right?
He saw
Yes,
it.
I did.
He saw it in
Yeah,
HFR
I did as well.
3D.
Okay.
Yeah, he saw it with me.
I don't care.
Apparently, Caleb got a headache.
Yeah, I got a bit of a headache. I'm
You
not sure
did?
if it's from. Yeah, I have a bit of a headache now, actually.
It's
I'm
not from
not
the
sure
movie.
I'm not sure if it's from the movie or if it's from my overexcitement for the Star Trek and then the actual high frame rate projection.
I think it's you, Caleb.
Yeah, because I
think we just-
walked out fine.
Because
But-
for once, the 3D did not bother my eyes. Normally, 3D bothers my eyes, and I don't like watching 3D movies. But this time, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, because there's no stupid blur. Let me tell you guys something. A little secret. The motion blur and the 24 frames per second hides the crappiness that it hides the movie magic. Like the 48 frames per second actually showed that these swords were plastic and all the props were pretty much fake.
What? No, it didn't.
Yes,
No, they're not.
You could easily Kyle, you didn't see the 48 frames per second. The props looked cheap.
They didn't
No, when
hey,
they do those kind of movies, they use prop swords, but they're not plastic. They're real swords. They're just not
Yeah.
that sharp.
Well, actually, no. There are rubber swords.
When they're doing scenes where it's not fighting, they're going to be real swords.
All right.
That's
To be
the
honest, I didn't
Yeah.
notice any little things. I was like, it just seemed really clear to me.
Did you see the coloration on the ears? That was
The
fucked
what?
up. The coloration on all the ears in The Hobbit.
yeah.
No.
For the
And
elves.
thanks to the 48 frames per second, also the makeup looked even more fake.
What?
Yeah, on top of that, if you looked at the whatever it's called, the cap of the balding dwarf, you could see the bald cap, and you
Yes.
could
I
see
didn't
the way that the head was perfectly white and was not like distorted or tanned.
That's the thing that these
Well, I wasn't
this 48
looking at
frames
their
per second.
heads.
That's the thing with the 48 frames per second. It works wonders, but the props and the CGI and the effects and all that, it has yet to evolve and come up to that level.
I don't know about all that,
So
but I will say that they had to put extra makeup on the guys on the actors because the Red Epic cameras they weren't picking up there wasn't enough red on the set, so when they were using those cameras, it would make everything look yellow. So they had to put extra red paint on the actors so that it would
the red tones for a Red Epic camera, that's ironic. Or Red Epic. But I will say this, when the 48 frames per second kicked in during the action, like especially during that red rabbit chase scene, my God, it felt like a roller coaster ride. The rabbits.
What about
Yeah.
the rabbits?
Oh my God, I was not expecting them to be going that fast. I was like, damn.
They're rabbits.
Yeah, in
but
the,
no,
didn't
but like
expect them to go
when you
that
were
fast.
watching it, when you were watching the scene, he was like zooming across the screen.
Well, that's
ridiculous.
That's a byproduct of the 48 frames per second. Things will look faster than what they really are.
I liked it. I was like, I got excited. I was like, oh my God, he's so fast.
that's why when they're using it during the action scenes, it's awesome because it feels like a roller coaster ride. When it doesn't, it feels like you're in Disney World.
What?
In this movie. But
What are you talking about?
That
in the
analogy.
beginning, it was when it was in that city, in that villages and all that. It felt like Disneyland.
Did it?
Like someone took a video camera recorder and just went around Disneyland.
I'm so glad I'm not like a super movie critic because I don't notice all those flaws in the movies, so I enjoy
didn't
the
notice
movie when
them
I watch
either.
it. I didn't notice this ball cap kind of stuff. I just
didn't
watched
notice
it
the
and I
ball
liked
cap.
it.
But Pancho can notice all this bullshit, but he can't grasp the story of a fantasy movie.
I just can't grasp fantasy story movies.
Pancho,
Science
pay
fiction.
attention to the
Look,
plot and the
science
story,
fiction,
and less.
I am totally into science fiction. I understand Star Trek like crazy. I know the cloaking device has anti-proton flaws and all that, but fantasy, I just can't.
They spelled it out to you in the movie. They said this is our goal and why we're doing it. That's the plot right
Yeah,
there.
it's a lot simpler than the Lord of the Rings. I'll give it that. I understood this movie a lot more than the Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings was the whole goal was to destroy the evil and bring back peace, which is what they did.
Yeah, and a lot of walking to get there and all that.
Yeah,
But there are a
so
lot
you have
more
to walk.
complications to it.
They didn't have cars.
But Pancho, here's a tip. Instead of paying attention to every little thing and trying to figure out if the swords are rubber or what color ball cap this
It
guy's
wasn't
wearing,
that. No,
pay
dude, I was
attention
able
to what the people are saying.
I was
and
able
the
to
plot.
figure it out. I was able to notice, oh yeah, rubber swords, because I just couldn't follow their exposition.
What I do
was
is I watch the
I was
movie
just
first
waiting
and then
for
I
the
watch
next,
it again.
for the next epic scene. So I'm like, oh hey, that's a pretty bad bald cap. You know?
Exactly, 'cause
Well,
you're not
Yeah, and
paying
in the
attention to
meantime, you're not
movies.
paying attention to what they're saying.
I was paying attention to what they were saying. I loved the movie. I think it was great.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Like before this, I was like, I wasn't interested in seeing the Lord of the Rings because I don't like those kinds of movies. Like I understand what Chris is saying. Like it's like a period piece. Like I don't like those kinds of like knights and kings and queens, all that stuff. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
But it was like it's like different now because it's like not kings and queens. It's like dragons and trolls and whatnot. And that stuff's like fun for me. So I don't know.
Well, all that stuff
It has.
in Lord of the Rings too. You had orcs and
I don't like orcs.
But it didn't have dragons, and this one, it had a dragon that you didn't see.
you didn't see the dragon.
You do
Not
see
until the
dragon.
very end.
You don't see the whole dragon, but you see his like eye
Yeah.
and his
You see
snout,
his eye, and then his tail, a bit of a wing.
and you see his fire breathing
Yeah,
ability.
it's that kind of cinematography where you don't see the monster, but you see what he does.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a very thin line between what I will watch and what I won't watch. Like Downton Abbey, I won't watch it. I don't like that stuff. The Hobbit, I will watch it. The Lord of the Rings, I will watch it now.
Going into the movie, I had no idea they were making it a trilogy. So I was like, when they were looking at the kingdom and then the dragon came, I was like, wow, how are they going to fit all this in another half hour?
Or how the
And
hell
then all
is
of a
this
sudden
related
it
to
cut off.
Sauron?
All of a sudden it cut off, and I was like, what? It's over?
My thing is, why didn't Peter Jackson shoot this in IMAX? Like, I think he made a mistake there.
Why wasn't it? It wasn't shot in IMAX?
No, it wasn't. It was shot in
Well, that's
3D.
stupid. I mean, the Lord of the Rings
This is the
movies
thing
have
I'm saying. Like,
incredible...
why release a movie in IMAX and it's not shot in the format? They're up converting it, so it's like a glorified real 3D presentation, and you're charging people like, out the nose to watch this stuff. It's just louder. The screen's a bit bigger, and that's about it.
I didn't mind. I only paid
Dude,
$4.
these Lord of the Rings movies, they're perfect for IMAX more than any other movie out there because the scenery is awesome.
Oh my god, I love the scenery in Lord
Maybe
of the
there
Rings.
isn't a 48 frames per second IMAX camera yet. There should be. I don't know.
It shouldn't be that
Apparently
hard
so.
to make one.
I mean, and you can also fabricate the 48 frames per second look.
Well, yeah, you just speed up the footage. You just crank it.
Yeah,
All you gotta
like
do is
HD TVs today, they have a technology which is basically 48 frames per second, but it's not called that. It's called smooth motion or true motion.
Smooth
you get-
motion. Yeah.
Yeah, so you get less picture judder, like what they're saying. You don't get the motion blur and all that stuff. I don't like it on the TV.
It doesn't. I've seen Captain America on that, and it is horrible.
I hate it on the TV, but in the movie it looks okay.
cool.
like
In the movie, it's different. It's a bigger screen, so
There's no.
No, it's not that. It makes the sets look worse and all that.
You should watch Game of Thrones, Caleb.
Now I will try to watch that. I tried to watch it before. I couldn't get through it. I will give it another try.
There's dragons in that.
I know. They're baby dragons.
Yeah, but eventually they're going to be grown dragons.
if
Eventually,
you like dragons so much, just watch How to Train a Dragon.
Yeah, seriously.
but there's no
That's probably the
movies about
best
it.
period piece movie ever.
Oh,
That's not a
Dragon.
period piece movie. It's a fantasy movie. You're such an idiot, Poncho.
Wait, what?
It's a fantasy movie. It's a fantasy setting. That's what the setting is called.
Oh, and Lord of the
Period
Rings
piece.
isn't?
Lord of the Rings
And Game
is a
of Thrones
fantasy.
isn't?
They're both fantasy settings. They're not period pieces.
Okay, so they're fantasy films. Well, there are certain fantasy films that I will not watch.
They're still set in a certain period. I mean,
But it's
technically it's
not-
in the past, isn't it?
Yes.
So
It's a fantasy film. It's set in a different land. It's not set on Earth. It's not set on in Earth's timeline. That's the entire point.
Yeah,
It's
Chris.
set. It's
Get off
set
those
in the world of Middle Earth.
Caleb, you were wrong with me too, so don't even.
Well, just cut it out. Just cut that part out.
Yeah, okay.
It's called editing.
What
I'll
is
post it
the
up.
world? What is the world from Game of Thrones called?
I don't know. What is it? The World of Fire and Ice?
No.
Is that important?
I know some of the places.
See, this is exactly why I don't like fantasy.
I know there's like King's Landing.
You don't like
But there's-
fantasy?
Yeah,
And
I don't
there's
like these fantasy
Winterfell and-
movies and stuff because there's homework.
Okay, so you shouldn't watch Star Trek then, or Star
No,
Wars.
I
Those are
love
fantasy films as
Dude,
well.
I was born into Star Trek.
Were you?
Okay.
You
Yes.
merely adopted the Star Trek. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't.
No,
see
I
Rex
was
until
molded
already a
by it.
man.
Trust me. Let me put it
I
that
didn't
way.
see the phasers, Chris, until I was already a man. And by then, they were nothing to me but blinding.
Yes.
The Star Trek betrays you, Chris, because it belongs to me.
No.
What?
The Star Treks.
The Star Treks are. I don't know. I
Treks
can't-
are
You're
scary.
the perfect one for Dark Knight Rises quotes, Caleb, since it's your favorite Dark Knight movie.
It's not my favorite Dark Knight movie. I think The Dark Knight is my favorite Dark Knight movie.
Well, there you go.
But it has a lot better quotes, I think.
But yeah, what do you guys... I'm going to give a comparison right now. I've already told
Okay.
Cal what I think about this, but I'm going to bring it up here. Who do you guys like more, Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White?
I like
Both
Gandalf
the same
Red.
person.
Okay, Kyle, shh.
Gandalf the Red.
Gandalf the Red.
I don't like Gandalf. He's a little cunning little thing. And
Gandalf
he's not
the Black, I
trustworthy.
think, the best.
I don't think it was that cunning. It's just that Gandalf the Grey is, like, more charismatic and he's funnier and all that. While Gandalf the White, he was more preachy and...
I like Gandalf the Black the best.
He was a Jesus.
Gandalf doesn't make enough magic spells for me. He's not a real wizard.
They thought Balrog killed him, but he killed Balrog.
Balron. Oh, Balrog,
Balrog.
the giant demon thingy.
Yes.
Yes,
Fire.
well... And by the way, fun fact. Thanks to Colbert, I've learned that Gandalf is 7,000 years old. How the fuck... Does he not love anyone like the elves, Kyle?
His whole purpose is the old wise wizard. That's the purpose he plays in the story. He's supposed to be old.
Yeah, in that routine fantasy story.
He's kind of like the Doctor.
Basically. But if you also notice, Gandalf is always the one that comes in and wins the fight because the dwarves can't win any fight to save their life. At least this merry band. Like, have you guys noticed that throughout the entire movie?
I haven't
What?
noticed anything.
You didn't notice that? Every time the dwarves would fight, they would lose. And they would be strapped down, stripped of their swords and stuff, and then Gandalf would come in and save the day.
He didn't cast enough magic for me.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I
He
didn't.
broke a fucking
If
rock.
I was a wizard, and
I would just like cast 1.5 million spells, destroy everything.
yeah, he was like fighting with swords. Like wizards don't use swords. Wizards use magical spells. And Gandalf was like, he's not a real wizard. He needs to give up his magic.
No, Gandalf, I mean,
Faker.
dude, okay. Tell me, do wizards come back to life? I mean, is there any higher magic than coming back from the dead?
Yeah, it's bringing back the dead around you to do your bidding.
Okay.
Harry
You
Potter
mean
came
a
back,
necromancer?
Yeah,
which Benedict Cumberbatch is playing, by the way.
yeah,
Well-
because Benedict Cumberbatch is legit.
Wait, hold on. Benedict Cumberbatch is playing Harry Potter?
No,
Oh, the Necromancer.
he's also
Oh, the
playing
Necro-
Smaug the dragon. He's doing. I don't know how he's going to do the motion capture for Smaug. Like Smaug is a dragon. How do you motion capture a dragon?
Well, his face is pretty much not natural.
Shut up about
Have you
Benedict
seen?
Cumberbatch.
His face is a giant rat. So,
What?
yes, he has a rat
I
face.
hope.
So
hope
it looks
not.
creature enough that
No, Poncho.
You're
No.
being mean, Chris.
You're being mean to Sherlock.
I am. But what can't you believe about motion capturing with Benedict Cumberbatch?
I want to know how he's going to motion capture as the dragon. Like he's providing a motion capture for the dragon as well as his voice. Like I can understand how he's going to motion capture for the necromancer, but how do you motion capture for the dragon?
Whoa! This dragon talks?
Yes.
It's Smog. Of course it talks.
Oh well, I didn't know Smog fucking talks. Oh wow, that'd be No, now you got me interested for the second one. Because here's my biggest complaint about the whole fucking movie. It's the ending. I literally got up and said "fuck you" to the screen when the ending, and then.
Well, there's another side effect of the drugs, talking to inanimate objects.
No, I'm
Yeah,
not.
exactly.
Never
Stop
stops.
talking inanimate objects, Pancho.
It's only a third of the story, Poncho.
Yeah, and that really solidified it. I'd expected a more solid ending. I mean, I thought it was
That was
just
a solid
the end
ending.
of. No, I thought it was the end of the second act when they were.
Why would you think that?
At the I'm not going to spoil it for people, but at that cliff edge.
It's supposed to be told as one continuous story.
But it can't be because it's too long.
Yeah.
Now, how about all that pop out? I thought that was. I've started noticing that 3D movies now they do have a bit of pop out to them. Like when 3D first came out, like Avatar had no pop out whatsoever. I was very disappointed by that.
What do you mean by pop outs? Clarify.
Have you never seen a 3D movie before?
Yes.
Oh,
So
you
this
mean
was-
with like?
Where stuff comes out of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's called pop out or before the window. Yeah, it's before the window. So
Oh, yeah.
like Bilbo's sword came out of the screen. There was a couple of birds that came out of the screen. The butterfly came out of the screen. I was like, oh my god, this is
The
great.
giant rock that the mountain giant threw. I mean,
It
I
did?
tried to dodge that.
It did.
Yes.
I missed that. I missed that part. I went out to get some pretzels.
Oh my god, you missed the best part of the whole fucking movie then.
Yeah, I was very disappointed. Danny,
Danny,
missed
did you
the part.
see it with him?
Yeah, Danny
Mhm.
saw it. He
Yeah, I
didn't
saw it.
Damn, man, you need to hype up the shit out of
Danny,
that.
Danny, did that rock come out of the screen?
Yes, all of it did. Whenever they did a close up on people's faces, they were right there.
Well, that's not entirely true, but
Well, I felt like it was. And whenever they blew stuff up, it flew out the screen. I thought no, there was one thing where they were shooting arrows, and I jumped because one
That
of the
was
arrows
Star
like
Trek.
flung out at me.
oh right, and then they were shooting Star
No,
Trek.
there was in the movie. It was
Yeah,
in the
for
movie.
that. Let me think. That was I know
They
exactly
shot
what
an
you're
arrow
talking.
at Gandalf, and no, it was when the guy was blocking the arrows with his sword, and the first one caught me off guard, and I jumped. I was like, oh shit.
Some woman
I
next
would've-
to me, she was like jumping every 5 minutes. I'm like, woman, calm down.
It was
the
probably
kid.
me, Caleb.
Caleb, the kid behind us almost fell in front of us into our laps.
I remember that. Like they were getting up for something, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" Like they were pushing
They're
on my
switching
feet.
seats, and the little girl like flipped and almost like fell into our seat. And why are you
I
bringing like little kids to this movie? There's like
Because
blood
people are
and guts
stupid.
stuff.
Because it's a children's movie.
It is not a children's movie.
Well, the book is a children's book, and if you notice, it's a children's movie because all the main characters are dwarves.
It's rated
No,
PG-13. The doors
Why
are all
did
bloody and nasty, and they're bringing in their little kids that are now
the
elementary
Troll
school.
King. He was like,
dwarves are not children, Poncho?
I
You're
didn't say they're
saying-
children. I'm saying
Yeah.
that they're dwarves, and dwarves
Yeah.
are nothing but comic relief in fantasy movies.
Who here was
They're
surprised that the
not.
orcs spoke English?
What?
Who here was surprised that the orcs spoke English?
"Hey, remember the Troll King?"
They
He was like,
always spoke
he was like,
English.
"Oh, you thought you could outrun me?" Then he's like, "What are you gonna do now, wizard or whatever?" And then Gandalf like cuts him in the belly, and then he's like, and he cuts him in the throat. He's like, "And that'll do it." And he died.
Yeah, and one thing I'll mention
I was
though,
expecting
this...
his guts to.
Wait, The Hobbit had more violence than the Lord of the Rings movies.
Did you watch the Lord of the Rings movies, Poncho?
No, you saw
Yeah,
guts
no,
and
Hobbit had
blood
flavor.
and all that.
You did not see any guts in the
Yeah,
Hobbit.
that's- oh,
Yeah,
was
you
it-
did.
was
They
ex-
opened up his fucking belly.
They didn't spill out. He just cut him.
Fat.
It was
Poncho.
the cut was pretty deep, and you saw
It-
the guts of the belly.
I didn't see any guts. I was
Poncho.
expecting to fall out.
You probably walked out to get a pretzel at that point in the movie.
No,
Poncho.
I had my pretzels by then.
Poncho.
Yes.
Poncho. Please go watch Game of Thrones now, and then come and tell me about how gory the Hobbit was.
No, because I saw the first episode
See,
of The Hobbit. I mean,
I didn't see
of-
any blood in the Hobbit.
of Game of Thrones.
I didn't see any blood in the Hobbit. I was surprised that none of the dwarves died.
There was blood all over the opening, the scene with the prince.
Well, yeah, it's not blood. It's not like blood gushing everywhere. It's like, okay, so they have scars and whatnot, so there's blood there, but it's not like they
Hell,
stab people.
Bilbo had blood on his knuckles.
That was He's not bleeding. What I'm talking about is like blood flowing. Like even when the guy cut the king's head off, I didn't see any blood like dripping down. That's the kind of blood.
Pretty much established that Poncho is too dumb for fantasy,
and he should not be allowed to watch any more Hobbit movies.
Shut up. Fuck
I'm
you.
going to call all the theaters in the Miami-Dade area and make sure that you cannot go to see The Desolation of Smaug and There and Back Again.
Then I'll just go watch it in Maryland.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Good luck with that.
I'll go watch it in Europe.
I imagine that this one was probably easier to film because they were all similar sizes.
Well, that's another thing. Like, these are like human beings. So how did they make the guy? I guess they did it in like. I guess they did it like digitally, made them like shorter.
Wait, they're not midgets?
No, they're
No,
like
they're normal people.
No,
They
my
shrunk
God.
them.
Okay, listen, there are midgets in
They
this
shrunk them.
in this
There's
world.
a couple.
Okay,
There's a couple.
they're human
They're
midgets
were-
dwarves,
actors,
they're not midgets.
and they need jobs.
Yeah, none of them have been midgets, Poncho. None of the hobbits were midgets in the original. Movies.
That is
Did
impressive.
you get a load of their feet?
They're
They're
hairy
huge.
and big.
I will tell you that that those are actually like slip-on boots they wore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell there were like sandals or
You
not
could-
sandals.
no, you couldn't. Not if you looked close enough, like I did. That's the one thing I did look at because I read about them before I saw the movie.
I see. I didn't read that, and I could tell like, what the fuck is wrong with their feet? Their toes aren't moving.
I mean, I knew that from the start, from like the original Lord of the Rings.
You're
Why are you so muffled,
Danny.
Danny?
Oh, hold on a second.
Oh, and Poncho, the orcs used to be elves.
The
They did?
orcs used to be elves.
What
Yes.
happened to them?
They
They got
died.
corrupted and turned into orcs. What?
Okay, that wasn't funny. But either way. I mean,
There's
no
an
one likes the
entire
orcs as far as I'm concerned, right?
I
There's
hate
entire scenes of the orcs being made in the original Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, Chris, go back and watch those movies.
But how the fuck... Wait, if they made the orcs in the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, then how did they make orcs in The Hobbit?
Well, they're just making new orcs. They've been around for a while, but they were originally
So they're artificial?
pretty much.
So
Yeah.
so orcs are robots then?
No, they're not.
Yes,
they're
they
not
are.
robots.
They're artificial intelligence.
No, they're not.
Yes.
They were elves.
I can understand this fantasy world now. That you put them in metaphors and figures.
No, it's not a robot. Oh, you're such an idiot. It's not. You know what a robot is.
It's an artificial life form.
No, it's not, because it used to be an elf.
So they're zombies.
Okay, I'm gonna find you something to read.
No, you're not. Okay, so
Because
then
you're not
what were
understanding.
they? How did they turn into orcs then?
Probably black magic, but I don't remember. Either that or the ring, the magic from the ring.
Okay, because from what I've been told, they were dead and then they were brought back.
What I've been told is you're a drug addict.
I am not a drug addict.
Not what your grandmother says.
Oh, shut up. So, ratings on The Hobbit.
4.5 stars.
4.5. Oh
All right,
yeah, we're doing
here
the
you
star
go.
system
All right.
thing.
The orcs the orcs for elves who have been enslaved and tortured by Morgoth and broken and twisted into his evil soldiers.
Okay, let's rate the movie. I didn't get what you just said.
Yeah. Wait,
We,
anyway, Caleb.
we very well can't do the Americans Reviewing Anime rating system.
No, we cannot. We use whatever rating system is more comfortable to you guys.
I give it 4 hobbits. 4.5 hobbits.
4.5 hobbits out of 5. Well, what kept you from the .5 Hobbit? Why did you cut a Hobbit in half, Caleb? You're such an asshole.
Why did I cut a Hobbit in half?
Yes.
What
What was wrong with the other half of the body, Caleb?
I didn't like the 48 frames per second that much. It gave me a bit of a headache.
Because you got a headache. Note to self, never give Caleb a headache. He will cut off your body in half. Okay, so Kyle. Oh wait,
Kyle
he didn't see the movie.
movie.
Kyle, how about you just give it a random rating just for shits and giggles?
I don't want to give it a rating until I see it.
Well, how would you rate the Lord of the Rings movies?
I thought I would rate them highly. I thought they were good.
Okay, fantastic.
Out of
Danny!
5 stars.
Yeah.
Since you saw the mountain scene, would you give it 5 hobbits?
I like the whole movie. I didn't pay attention to the little details like the makeup errors and stuff. I usually see that stuff if I watch it a second time through. So first time running through it, I give it a 5 hobbits. And 1 door.
5 hobbits and 1 door.
Yeah.
For closing, we should sing the little song about
I
their
don't know the lyrics.
Airborne. I don't know them either. Let's just make it up.
I just remember that they're just greedy dwarves. All they want is
They're
their
just
gold.
greedy.
Well,
They
I'm
just
gonna
care about
give
money.
I'm gonna give this movie 4 hobbits out of 5. Mostly because I didn't like any of the dwarves except that one dwarf.
The
And-
fat one,
Yeah. No, not the fat one. The actually the thinnest one of them all. The prince, the one that actually looked like just a normal guy.
Thorin
Yeah.
Oakenshield.
Yeah. Oh, Mrs. Oakenshield.
I think he's only half dwarf.
Is he?
Well,
It's because Poncho.
They never clarify. They say
there were 2 other
his-
dwarves that looked normal as well. The one with the hat with the little like dog ears, and the one who was with the bow and arrow. They both
Yeah.
looked normal as well.
Well, the thing with the prince, they were like, oh, his other son, but they made it sound like it wasn't blood related or something, and maybe he like had sex with a regular woman.
Well, you know those
Well-
dwarves like tall women.
Through dungeons deep.
Oh, we know now why Poncho liked that dwarf, because he loved him.
Because he thought he was cute.
Shut up. Anyway,
You dwarf sexual.
go to hell, Caleb. Don't even start.
You elven sexual.
But no, the action makes up for all the exposition and all the fantasy that you wouldn't get. But it is
What
easier
do you
to
mean
follow
fantasy
than
you
the
wouldn't
Lord
get?
of
It's
the
a
Rings.
fantasy
because-
movie, so what kind of fantasy would you not get?
Okay, shut up. It is easier to follow compared to the other Lord of the Rings movies. So,
Have you even
They
seen
weren't
them?
hard to follow. You're just dumb.
okay, Kyle. Kyle,
What?
I'm gonna need you to take your shut and fuck it up.
What?
I mean, fuck up. Damn it.
You can't even insult anyone.
Fuck you, Kyle. That's it.
You should hang up on him as in anger.
You know what? That's a good idea.
Like, F you, Kyle, and hang up on him.
Oh man, I forgot to say fuck you. Damn it.
You did it right.
Kyle. Maybe just bring him back in here. Kyle.
Just so you can say fuck you.
Kyle.
He messed up, Kyle.
What?
He didn't do it right.
Yeah. If I may. Fuck you, Kyle.
It's not
There
that
we go.
funny this time around.
Oh, that was fun. Anyway.
Not really.
But yeah, here's looking towards the next one, or when they finally finish the fucking movies, and no more Lord of the Rings, because
It'll be
they are very well filmed. They are expertly filmed.
Well, I think they're done filming them now. He filmed them back to back.
No. I mean that Peter
No,
Jackson
he's
is
an
an
IMAX
excellent
camera.
filmmaker. I just think that his storytelling,
Yeah, he
a
is
little-
good.
It's a little iffy sometimes.
What other movies has he done besides Lord of the Rings?
King
King
Kong,
Kong.
which was kind of pointless.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was
it, too.
it was good, but like
I like the score.
I forgot. The score was pretty good, but I mean, it was just kind of a pointless movie. It was like a really epic B movie.
I'm gonna remake King Kong when I make movies.
You can remake it right now.
It's not gonna be.
You could, yeah. I mean, Caleb, you could do a very convincing King Kong.
I think you should hire Poncho to play King Kong.
What I'm gonna do is, it's not gonna be like the real King Kong, like regular King Kong. It's gonna be King Kong on the Universal Studios Hollywood studio tour ride, the tram ride. It's gonna be really cool. Like I like the studio tour. It's gonna be a studio tour movie.
You should still do some weird version where it's King Kong is not a monkey, he's a man, and he's played by Poncho, and he finds.
He's not a monkey to begin with.
He's a gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh, it could be Kyle. It could be a version where it could be a weird version where King Kong is in love with Chris and like tries to kidnap him.
Ooh, that would be a good one. Yes.
But he would be disappointed because Chris is a drug addict, and he would end up killing him.
You guys can go to hell. Good night, everybody. Oh, wait. Is there a catchy, like, Lord of the Rings goodbye phrase?
No.
Then I'll say it in Klingon. Kapla!
Well, just not simply walk into Mordor. There we go.